So here I am again in Milton Keynes Hospital with, again, meningitis. It's the third time this year. I would show my face, but I look really, really bad and my headaches are absolutely terrible. Look, they tried taking blood out of me several times, but they failed, and they managed to do it in the end. And the Canada is the most stupid place ever. And now I'm waiting for the doctor to see if I can get transferred. To apologise about the shaky camera. I'm really, really shaky. So I'm still in hospital. I actually came back a couple of days ago. I would show you myself, but I look an absolute mess, especially after the antibiotics I've just been given, which was apparently too fast, and I've been feeling really, really ill because of it. As soon as they give it to me, that's it. I just lost it, and my face became tight, became red, even more red, and this is the kind of problem I've been suffering before I came in. So now I've calmed down a bit, but they really freaked me out by giving me the antibiotics. They've come in here, given me loads of tests ever since I had that done, and I'll show you. See the redness? It's just everywhere in my body, especially around this area here. Got a lot of lumps everywhere come up my leg. See if you can see it. Yeah, it's all that around there. It's a lot worse earlier. It's basically it's all grown all over my body, and my feet were swelling up as well. They're really swollen. See if you can see it. There we go. So really swollen, fat on top of here. So I'm a mess. I don't know what has caused this allergic reaction, but I think it was the antibiotic I was just given. But apparently, it's not. Apparently, they gave it to me too fast, and that is the reason why I'm feeling bad. So. God, this is terrible. I feel awful. Shut up, you asshole! Thank you. Hello guys, I've had a terrible month, and the reason for that is I've been in hospital most of it, and that's why I haven't made a blog update for a while. It started in, what time did it start? Probably the 8th of November. Well, the 8th of this month, obviously. I got rushed to hospital again with the same problem I had two other times this year. So meningitis. I have really bad headaches. I woke up at like 3 AM with really bad head pains. I had to get an ambulance. I couldn't really speak or hear properly, so I tried phoning the doctors. They got an emergency call back, and they found an ambulance for me because I couldn't hear him or anything. So the ambulance came and took me to hospital, and this is me in A&E. You made a little video in there when my headaches were slightly better. So I was in hospital for a week, and it was really, really horrible in there. The hospital was absolutely terrible. I'm going to tell you the kind of stuff they did. They failed taking blood from me several times, so I've had like several needles put in, and they kept making mistakes. It's just, so glad I left that hospital at the end. Basically, one time where they injected antibiotics in me, they'd done it too fast, it made me ill. And it made me think that it was giving me an allergic reaction. So when I spent a week in the hospital trying to get transferred to London to Queen Square, because I thought, the whole problem I'm having or have been having is due to my shunt, which is this. Basically, if my shunt is infected, it can have serious problems with the heart and with the head. I can suffer really bad headaches. I can be in a really bad way for a while, and it can be life-threatening as well. So that was my main concern. I wanted to get my shunt checked out, and because Milton Keynes Hospital, they don't specialise in neurology, they didn't have any idea what was going on, didn't have any clue what they were doing. They just kept giving me antibiotics and hoping it would go away. Then a week later they sent me home, and I was fine for that day. The next day I was okay until the night I started getting all these lumps all over my legs, and then it started getting worse the next day. I'm going to show you a picture now. Don't freak out, I know it's disgusting, but they were all over my legs. It's the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. Apparently it was an allergic reaction, but I don't quite understand because I've never been allergic to anything. So I went straight to the walk-in centre that day when I realised I had a load of lumps come up, and they just told me it was an allergic reaction. Then I ended up going to Milton Keynes Hospital because I had a phone call from the doctor saying I had to go back because they found my blood test was positive. I don't know for what for. So I had to go back to the hospital again, even with this allergic reaction. I was in the waiting room for 8 hours, 9 hours, waiting to get a bed. So I was sitting there with really swollen feet, I could barely walk. The allergic reaction was spreading, getting a lot worse. The lumps are getting really itchy. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. And luckily I had friends to come and see me and spend a few hours with me towards the end. So I eventually got a bed. So I spent another 6 days in the hospital. So mainly I spent like 13 days, nearly 2 weeks in the hospital, and they didn't have a clue. And until I eventually got transferred to the Queen Square Hospital in London, the urology hospital. So when I got transferred there, I was much, happier, much safer, because I really do love it in the hospital. Basically, they sent me there when I was well. The antibiotics cleared whatever that was happening, and they couldn't really investigate properly. So when I was there a few days, I discharged myself 2 days ago because when I woke up, I was told that I was going to have surgery. So when you wake up to that news after spending over 2 weeks in hospital, you really don't want to be in hospital for another week. So I decided to discharge myself because I'll tell you a bit about what they're going to do to me. They were going to take this tubing out, which is a picture, a diagram here of you're going to take it out and replace it. And what the whole process is, they have to cut the head and the neck to remove the tube, and then keep me there for like 6 days, 6 to 7 days to flush it out and put a new one in. That could be a slow growing bug, which is why I've been ill the past 3 times this year with the same problem. So they decided to have surgery on me, but I don't think it might not be the case. So I decided to discharge myself because I really couldn't take it. Not surgery, I couldn't do another one. Because the last time I had this done was when I had an infection in my stomach, and they drained it for 3 weeks in hospital. Basically, I was linked to a machine, the shunt, and they turned it off 1 hour a day, which gave me really bad headaches. So I need this shunt to survive very much, otherwise I get brain damage and possibly die. So I really need this shunt, and I chose not to have it done because it worried me, because it may not even be the reason why I get ill all the time. Not all the time, but the past 3 times this year. And I don't want to have the surgery done for no reason, so I chose not to have it done since I was feeling okay, so I went home. So far, I'm not too bad. I've suffered quite a few headaches the past couple of days, which have been worrying me, and I'm constantly worrying that I'm going to be rushed back in again. Sometime I will be rushed in again, and I'm not looking forward to that, but I need a break. I'm just worrying constantly, and it's just driving me absolutely crazy. So every time I go to sleep, I worry about waking up to something really bad, like really bad headaches and not being able to move, and that's what worries me. And if I had the surgery done, then it may not even sorted. That's why I'll be worrying the same if I did have it done. So I can't really get my words out. I'm just really freaked out about this whole situation, and I just want to be sorted. I want to I want to live my life properly without being scared all the time. So it's been a really hard month for me, so I really don't want to spend the rest of my life in hospital having surgery done. I want to spend the last month of this year doing stuff that I enjoy, and it probably won't happen for another few months anyway. So let's go keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't happen again. Sorry guys, I know it's been like a depressing video, but I just had a terrible month and I couldn't really do with a break. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend away. I hope everyone's well, and enjoy the coming weekend. I'll speak to you soon.